What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. It's not Wednesday, and here we are once again doing a Wes Watson video. I know. Oh, you're obsessed. No. This dude cannot stop saying the dumbest stuff in history. This is only a 2-minute long video. This is from the channel called Trans Wes Watson. He's one of the smaller channels that puts out fire on when it comes to Wes. I think he's one of the main ones, other than the Reddit group. I think he's one of the main ones that really gets under Wes's skin because he puts makeup on him, and Wes is just, he can't stand it. Now, it seems as though Wes is back to when he records himself, he cuts off the top of his head. And I think it's because of the comb-over tattoo. He realizes how horrible it looks. And, but this one is called Wes Watson Claims He Can Whoop Up on UFC Fighters. And then there's 3 clown faces. You guys, I don't know how many of you guys saw it, but it's already been requested. I sent it to my buddy, Jesse on Fire. I believe Jesse on Fire is going to do a video on it. Jesse on Fire has a background in jiu-jitsu. He's fought competitively, I think. I think on an amateur level. I'm not sure. I never actually asked him. But here we go. So we have Angie and Killer Wes Watson. I don't think you guys are ready. Let's get it.
Oh. Don't encourage anyone to run up to these pro fighters. Pro fighters are pussies, okay? They're only good in the ring.
Yeah, so guys that are professional fighters, they only know how to fight when they get into the ring, guys. You heard it. If they're on the streets, they can barely walk. They can't tie their shoes either. But if there's a ring anywhere nearby and they step into it, they're invincible. So I'm glad that Wesley, who can't throw a punch, we saw the fight in the gym. He don't know how to throw a punch, but I'm glad he's explaining to everyone how these guys really don't know how to fight. It's amazing.
People I know will not accept a loss. Okay?
Oh, wait a minute, Wes. I'm sorry, guys. Wesley, you got your ass whooped in the county jail, and you accepted it. And you got your ass whooped on more than one occasion. You got your ass whooped very, very bad in the reception center by a skinhead from Esco. Remember him? I don't want to say his name. It might cause you some trauma. But you accepted that one as well. Everyone who's actually been involved in fights knows sometimes you take a L, right? But as long as you fought. This whole fakery that you do, like, Wes, have you looked in a mirror? Is there a mirror anywhere in your home to show how ragged you look nowadays? Something is not right with you. And you need to go back and go watch when you used to walk around the neighborhood in your Crocs and you weren't screaming at the phone yet. And you kind of were a little tiny bit humble. Go back to that guy, because this shtick right here, you're going to get one of these jiu-jitsu dudes to just choke you out on the strength.
Okay? If a pro fighter did his jiu-jitsu on him, then the guy's gonna come back and duct tape his family, okay?
How does he know his address? How did he, fool, you're choked out. You didn't grab his wallet and get his license or his ID or anything. How do they find the address, eh? Are you, like, the guys you hang around with, are they fucking, like, DMV workers or something? Like, how do they know? Like, CIA? Austin Powers? The Pink Panther? How do they find the address, fool? Let's go back in and look at. He wants you to think he's serious, though. Look at. Damn, that right eye is
jujitsu on him, then the guy's gonna come back and duct tape his family, okay? You don't wanna fuck with the wrong people. And the wrong people out here in the world are not pro fighters. You guys need to wake up. These are very big time squares. Pro fighters are the epitome of squares.
Pro fighters are the epitome of squares. A lot of them dudes have gang backgrounds. You don't. You're a snowboarder, remember? You snowboarded in sunny San Diego. You were a hell of a snowboarder. Professional, some say, according to you. In sunny San Diego. You were also a surfer. You weren't a gang member. But some of these MMA dudes, that was their outlet. That was their way to get away from that stuff. But I'm sure the sand dunes where you were snowboarding were fucking rough, bro. I'm sure the dolphins and sharks were fucking intimidating as hell when you were surfing. You know, most gang members, we don't know nothing about that, man. So, I'm glad I avoided that type of trauma. Look at what it does.
They're like, come in the ring and I'll fight you. The people I grew up with and went to prison with, they don't give a fuck about a ring. They don't give a fuck if they're on camera. They don't give a fuck if they have to fucking live the rest of their life in prison. You will not beat them. They will not take a loss. You guys live in a
How do they... What? Look, I'm not going to pretend to know the names, but I bet you they snatch a motherfucking rear naked chokehold. Boom. How are you going to stop it? You going to try to tell him that you were in prison, that he better stop and respect you? Wes, man, you're inviting another fucking dude, and you're going to... And he's going to have to beat up your whole crew, because if he's... Let two dudes, two MMA dudes run into you and your pack of girlies. You guys are going to get your ugly tattoos beat off your body, fool. That might be a good thing for you.
fantasy world where pro fighters aren't the biggest squares on the planet. UFC fighting is gay. Like all that shit, like MMA fighting and all that shit is for people who never really were in fights. Like they never...
Their fucking job is to fight, you idiot. What do you mean they were never in real fights? What the fuck is... This dude is fucking bonkers, right? So he thinks that when dudes are in there getting knocked out, getting their teeth knocked out, their face broken, that's fake? Fool, you're talking about WWE, you dumb fuck. Let me tell you something right now. When I was a kid, I was involved in boxing and karate. I fought in the streets a lot. I fought in the California Youth Authority a whole lot. When I paroled, and I had a buddy of mine, another lifer, he did 27 years, I did 24, right? This dude grew up in boxing. Do you know that we went to go join a Brazilian jiu-jitsu, whatever club or whatever? We went to go learn that shit because we understand as street dudes, if you get caught in a fucking fight, nowadays these dudes are going to choke you the fuck out. Your boxing don't mean shit. The gym was closed, by the way. It was right by our job, and, you know, that's as far as we went. But we tried because we understand. So how in the fuck does your girly ass with your purse, your tight-ass clothes, and you don't know how to button it, you show more cleavage than your girl? And you think you can fight? We saw the fight. I'm going to go back to it. We saw the fight. You can't throw a punch. You can't throw a kick. You don't have skills. Duct tape somebody. The fuck they're going to duct tape the family for? What do? They go in there, kick the door down, duct tape them, and leave? What the fuck? They duct the people that I run around with. You run around with a bunch of weirdos that listen to you. How about that? They pay to be your friend. Not one of them's intimidating. And then one of them's got a chomo case. How about you talk about that guy? What's he going to do? He might really... Never mind.
whooped ass their whole life. So they're always like, I'm gonna train and fight. Like, I've always just handled shit very easily. I never had to think about fighting because I always just extinguished the problem, however I had to.
By laying down? Again, Wes, there's people that know you, that know when you got your ass whooped in the county and in Donovan. He thinks that part of his life is because he tells the story different, that made it the truth. Why is Angie here? I got to, somebody, look. Anybody in Discord, when this dude's lives pop up, you got to let me know. I have to actually see this in like live in person. Hope he's not live right now.
So the point is like, that's for people who like never could really fight. They had to go learn to fight. I mean, people who just handle business, they don't have to learn to fight. There's a difference between fighters and violent people.
How in the fuck does that make sense? There's a difference between fighters and violent people. You violently hoop shit. I get it. You violently fart. Right? That has nothing to do with somebody violently punching you in the throat. Somebody violently elbowing that pointy ass head of yours. This is unbelievable. This dude. Angie, I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you, girl. Zone him out right now. And he might be on that side. I don't know. This. Is it worth it, Angie? Is it worth having to listen to this crap all day long? I couldn't do it. We'd have to fight. Like, I guess a real fight, because everything else is not. I guess if you fight him, that's the only time it's real. And he has to have 4 people with him.
You should really stay away from violent people because it doesn't matter how good you are at fighting when they want to take it to the level. They'll take you out. And so there's a huge difference here. You guys have it all misconstrued. Fighting is some weird sports shit that is all these people do, and it has nothing to do with violence. Because
fighting has nothing to do with violence, guys. He's talking about pillow fights at this point. At this point, he's talking about pillow fighting. Maybe, what's that? What, chicken fights in the pool? Chicken fights. Thumb wrestling. What's that one where they lay on their backs and they lock their legs and they do that one? He's probably talking about that too. This is the fucking weirdest video ever. I don't want to talk about it. I wasn't going to talk about it, Angie.
violent person will end your life. And this is the thing. You guys need to quit thinking that UFC people are going to be able to fuck around with violent motherfuckers. Because a violent motherfucker won't lose.
There's been some criminals that try to rob UFC guys and were beaten the fuck up. Those were violent criminals. Which criminals are violent, Wes? Because you weren't a violent felon. You didn't really do any harm. Like, thankfully to the victim, you really didn't do any harm. You were moving hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tons of weed per week, but you robbed somebody for 1 pound of weed. That checks out.
He won't take it. And you'll be like, wait, put the gloves on. And he's not going to hear it. And it's going to be a problem for you.
We can't help it. I fought it the whole time. That's how her lips are. Get her off the screen.
So what? You have an active case. Why are you talking about this?
That's a true story. Somebody was looking out for him. Fool, you have an active case. Why are you acting like you're a violent ass dude? And look he got in position. You guys, I don't want to be doing Wes Watson videos all the time. I want to stick to just Wednesdays. But when shit like this happens, we all just have to fucking just take it in. Angie, within the next year, I think, he'll be going to trial, and you're going to inherit everything. All the debt, too. Get out of there when you can, girl. Don't let him put a ring on it. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.